Ronnie, Future Stars was your idea. Why is it so important to you?
I just think because that's where I first started out playing snooker, and obviously, you know, the younger, when you first start out playing, you know, you're really excited, you've got all the enthusiasm to playing, and I just thought it'd be nice to get involved with people and young kids that are playing the sport that I play myself, and that have got that enthusiasm and spark, and have got dreams and aspirations of going somewhere. And I think sometimes if you want to put something back, for me the best place to start was where it had so much resonance in my mind, and where I thought, you know, I'm going to be able to help these people that actually want help.
What is Ronnie O'Sullivan hoping for?
Maybe to see some of the faces that were there last year trying to come back and improve and want to be the Riley Future Champion of 2011. Hopefully there'll be a couple of new ones in there. You know, ideally I'll be looking for someone like Stephen Hendry, because I remember when I watched Stephen Hendry when he was 15, and I just knew straight away, you know, I come away from there and I said to my dad, I've just seen probably the best player I've ever seen. And he was only 15 at the time, and a lot of people, especially my uncles and that, said, no, he's never going to be as good as Steve Davis. And I was like, I think he is, you know, because, you know, he had like an electricity about him. So, you know, I'd love to find someone like that.
And how would you define those qualities?
You'd spot it straight away. You know, Hendry was just unbelievable. And you just do, you know, it's like watching Usain Bolt sprint, you just know that they're just a freak, and there isn't many of them that come around. They come around once every 10, 15, 20 years. And ideally, that'd be nice to spot one of them, but if not, then you kind of might have to settle for someone that you have to manufacture a bit, and, you know, they still become world champion, but probably not 8 times world champion, maybe 2 or 3 times world champion. So, you know, but to find a unique talent would be great, would be amazing, like a Tiger Woods, you know, that would be brilliant.
Why is it so important to you to develop new talent, to pass on your skills?
Because I think years ago, I think I was a little bit fortunate, you know. I mean, I could pick up a snooker magazine and there'd be like a choice of tournaments that you could pick from, whereas nowadays, where the game was opened up, there isn't so much of an amateur game, so a lot of the young players are not picking up the experience that I think that they need, you know, to take into the professional game. So to actually tap into kind of setting up something for the youngsters and giving them something to work towards, and just helping them being that much more experienced and being a bit more professional, so as when they do turn pro, it's not such a shock. They kind of feel like they've been there and they've got a bit of experience, because I think it is really important to feel comfortable in certain situations and not be overruled by the occasion, really. When
you get amongst them, do they remind you of the young Ronnie O'Sullivan?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I always, some of these youngsters that you see, you know, they're so eager for it, they love it, and they're kind of free of all these the pressures and anxieties that come with being a top professional sportsman. So to actually start playing with them, getting them young, and you can see that they're, you know, they don't even look at safety shots, they're just looking to pop balls from everywhere. And I just remember the days when I was like that, when, you know, just to make 70s and 80s, you just didn't want to come off the table. So to see that attacking style, that just needs a little bit of harnessing, really, but you don't really want to tamper them too much when they're young, because you just want them to enjoy it as well. So to see them at that stage is what it's about for me, is to really see who has got the talent, and then kind of giving them that bit of experience and then go on to be top players.
Do you mind at all being embarrassed by them? Because, of course, before you were even a teenager, you were beating Willie Thorne.
No, not really, because, you know, I always, you know, it's always good to see what young talent's out there. And, you know, I started playing with Joel, who actually won the Future Stars, and although, you know, they'd got great talent, I think me and John Higgins and Mark Williams were quite exceptions to the rule when we were younger. We were kind of maybe 13 or 14, but we played good enough to turn professional at that stage. But that was because we had the benefits of playing amongst players like Stephen Hendry, Steve Davis on a regular basis in tournaments, and like I say, you know, opportunity to play Willie Thorne as well. So I was picking up that experience as a young kid, whereas a lot of these young kids haven't really had that, and they've just been playing a lot of junior events. So I actually think the standard of youngsters today is not really as high as it was when I was around, but that's why I'd like to kind of be able to give them that experience and let them play me. You know, I've actually been down to Sheffield to play Joe on a few occasions, and, you know, the first time, you know, there was a few faults in his game, and each time I've been able to kind of pass on a couple of tips, and each time he's getting better and better. So, you know, it's, like you say, just a matter of mixing it with better players. And so, you know, I'm not afraid of taking a bit of a good hiding. You know, I know it's going to come one day, but at the moment, you know, I'm still able to hold my own and give him a good game.
Joel was, of course, a winner last year. How good do you think Joel is?
Yeah, I think he's got, you know, out of all the juniors there was one or two that it was a kind of difficult decision. You know, there was another player there that maybe could have won it, but, you know, I think with Joel, the way he showed that maturity amongst the balls, and, you know, he did look like he could turn professional right there and then. You know, he looked like an old-timer, really. So, you know, that's what kind of swayed my mind, and he looked very good under pressure. But like I say, I just think he needs a bit of experience in just playing top players regular, and that's what I've said to him. You know, I said, just enter these tournaments. I said, you might get, you know, you might lose a lot of matches, but, you know, you can't buy experience, and that's something you're going to need to do. You know, and feeling a bit of the pressure of playing in big competitions, and he's gone on to do that, and he's actually winning a few matches. So I think, you know, give him 2 or 3 years, you know, you'll be seeing him on TV.
You, when you're with Joel, seem very happy. Is the Rocket a natural coach?
I don't really know, really. I mean, all I can do is kind of add on a few tips, if you like. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to work with, you know, some great people over the years who have helped me with my game. Ray Reardon, a couple of coaches that I've worked with who I respect highly. So, you know, I've kind of, where I've been in that situation myself, I feel like I can kind of take myself away from being the player and put myself into a coaching role. And but you still have your own way of doing things, and I'm quite, you know, I enjoy passing it on and just seeing people just get better, really. So I enjoy that side of it. So you never know.
There were 1,000 entries last year. Were you surprised by how many?
Yeah, I was surprised that there was that many juniors playing, because, like I say, years ago when I was playing, snooker was in its boom, and obviously, you know, nowadays it's kind of, the amateur game has not been around, so I've kind of lost touch of it, really. So I was surprised in a way that we actually had 1,000 entries, because I wasn't sure about, you know, who was out there playing at that around that time. So actually to get 1,000 entries, I was surprised, really.
Are you excited about it?
Always, always. You know, like I said, for that reason, you know, you never know what's out there, and there could be some kid turn up, holes in his shoes, but give him a snooker cue and he's dynamite. You know, what a great thing that would be, to give someone the opportunity that probably doesn't get the support or the backing. But with Riley's and with this kind of format that we've set up here, it's going to give everyone a chance. There is no barriers to stopping them coming in. They can enter. Like I say, they might not be the best, but if you spot that bit of talent and they've got that bit of flair, then, you know, that might be the winner of this year, you know.